Since primary season has ended, many people, including, of course, corporate media outlets, have been celebrating Hillary Clinton as the presumptive Democratic Party's nominee. For the first time, a woman will be the nominee of a major party. Forget the fact that in 2012, Jill Stein was the nominee for the Green Party. We don't want to talk about that, because that's not a major party. When we talk about major parties, we're talking about the Democratic or the Republican parties, the parties that corporate media outlets prop up.
See, there you go.
That's the
reason.
distinction.
That's the reason right there.
So that's why it's a momentous, moment. That's why it's so important, right? That Hillary Clinton is the nominee. She broke that glass ceiling. But in celebrating this place in history, in celebrating that, what are we actually celebrating?
I don't know, because I'm all for kind of symbolic gestures and symbolic moments. I mean, America loves its symbols.
Yes,
Statue of Liberty is a symbol. Yeah. The eagle is a symbol. The arrows are a symbol that's in the eagle's claws, or whatever you call it. People always like to talk about the colors on the flag mean this. You know what I'm saying? Like the Washington Monument, that's a symbol. It's a symbol for something. So we love symbolic moments, and
positive symbols.
Oh, yeah. Positive symbols. Yeah. Oh, what we perceive as positive.
Yeah, because they don't talk about the chains on the feet.
On the feet, yeah.
On the Statue of Liberty, they don't talk about that. Yeah.
So I mean, is it even a symbolic victory for women? Doesn't even mean anything symbolically, because when you talk about symbolism, there's always circumstances surrounding that symbolism that we have to look at.
There's an effect.
There's an effect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what effect is this actually going to have? And how does this relate to women's issues in regards to how feminists view this? Because the thing is, Hillary Clinton is severely unpopular amongst young women.
Very.
And so there's some sort of rift between that older generation of women and that younger generation and how they feel, I guess, this country should be moving forward. Because we've already talked about those Hillary Clinton surrogates that have made certain statements about Hillary Clinton in regards to support she should be getting from women. Madeleine Albright and then Gloria Steinem.
Right.
We talked about that. And we talked about the article with Barbara Streisand too.
Right.
And so these are old heads. So obviously they have an investment in this entire system.
Yeah. And they, a lot of them, we've heard that they want to see a woman become president.
No matter what.
They feel like they want to see that, especially before they die. They want to see a woman president. So why we want to pose this question is because of what Hillary Clinton represents. Because if she did become the president of the United States, okay, well, first time a woman becomes president, that's significant. And I don't say that it's not significant, because I think it's an embarrassment that a woman has not
become president.
The president in 2016.
But what is she becoming the president of?
Yes. And what is she going to do?
It would seem yeah, exactly. What is she going to do? But honestly, I think we all know that the United States is bigger than any one position in office.
Oh, yeah,
even
definitely.
if it's the most important position.
Right.
So it's not necessarily about Hillary Clinton. It's about what legacy she is actually continuing.
Right.
Because, women, feminists for the most part, do a good job at, questioning the empire and reevaluating its destructive path or this destructive path it has taken over the course of history, most of which have been led by men. Right. Just to be honest, like male hegemony essentially has projected itself through, United States policy. We support dictators, regime change. We kind of are in support of this global corporatocracy. You know what I'm saying? So, and most of this has been projected by men throughout history. Just go ahead and admit that.
Yeah.
So if we're going to kind of question this male hegemony, you know, internally in regards to like women's rights and feminism, like we got to come to grips with the fact that that same hegemony has projected itself out onto the world too. So if like women are going to like kind of question that, then they can't, in my opinion, be a part of that too. That seems to be what the end game is, as far as the brand of feminism that Hillary Clinton practices.
Right.
She wants equity in practicing in the same corrupt system that men do. Remember that tweet that Barbara Streisand sent out?
Yeah.
With the whole, well, these men have received corporate donations and all this money, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Now it's a problem that Hillary Clinton does it.
Right.
And I'm
so
like,
yeah, she wasn't, it wasn't that she was mad that these men have received this money for these paid speaking engagements. No, she wasn't mad at that, because she was just mad that Hillary Clinton was getting flack for it when men weren't getting flack for it. But really, they all should be criticized for it, right?
That
Shouldn't
should
they
be
all
the point.
should be criticized
that
for
should be
it?
the point.
Yeah. But see, we're living in the now. So that's why Hillary Clinton is getting criticized for it.
Also, Hillary Clinton is getting criticized for it more because of who her opponent is.
Yes. See, it wasn't because she was a woman is why she's getting criticized for it. If this was, see, again, I'm sure she had some paid speaking engagements in 2012 and 2008, you know, before 2008 hit, but did we hear anything about it?
Oh.
Because her opponent was Barack Obama. Yeah. A lot different than Bernie Sanders.
Oh, a lot different.
That's why this was an important issue in 2016, because you're going against an individual that doesn't really operate in the same same system as you do, that doesn't support the same system as you do. So if we elect a Hillary Clinton, she will continue the same. You know, we said a little while ago too that we got to stop calling it a corrupt system, because it's not actually a corrupt system. It runs beautifully. Yeah, it's like organized crime.
But would you call it the other day?
What'd I say?
You said like it's criminal.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And because when you say corruption, it's almost like you're like tiptoeing around what it really is.
Yeah, it's like the result was like somebody took advantage of a system, not like the system was made to be like
that. And again, we already addressed this in another video, and we pretty much, you know, concluded a long time ago that it's operating the way it's supposed to be.
Yes. It's made to appear that we the people are really in control when we the people are not in control. But it's made to appear that way to appease us, to be like, we're part of the process. We have voices. We make shit happen.
The best way that you can kind of like pacify people is to make them feel like they're more of a process or more a part of the process than what they really are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's the ultimate con. And Hillary, like we said, now look, there will be a great amount of symbolism in a woman becoming president. I don't want to just shit all over that. You know,
I got you.
But we got to make sure it's the right woman, because if it's just a woman because she has a vagina and she does the same things that these men have done,
means
then
nothing.
What does that mean?
It means absolutely
like
nothing. It means that it's that same United States machine.
Yes.
Just barreling over everyone, and then not just here,
right,
but abroad too, in other countries. It's that same machine that has been chugging along for, you know, the past half century. You know what I'm saying?
And I think it's even more prevalent, or it's easier to see now, I think, because we have had almost 8 years, we've almost had 2 terms of a black person in the White House, right? And this president that we've had, Barack Obama, did he change the game? Because he was the first black president. He's supposed to bring racial harmony, really impact and change lives, man, But
see why do we even put that on one person? That's such a it's almost like a reverse. I wouldn't call it a reverse scapegoat. It's almost like the positive scapegoat. Like usually when you refer to scapegoats, it's something bad. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we try to like project all these ideals for one person to handle. Oh, this means that. Like no, it doesn't. There's work that you have to do as an individual.
Well, like you were saying, it's all about symbolism. People want to take a situation and be like, well, this means this now. Just because it happened, this is gonna happen. Yeah. So just because we have a black guy in office, that means it's gonna be harmony. No, we're in post-racial America now, and so now if there's a woman behind in the White House, if there's a woman there, now I guess we're gonna have equal pay.
Now, all of these negative perceptions, all these negative perceptions of women, that let's say I have, right? If I had all these negative perceptions of women, all of a sudden that's gonna go away.
Yeah, because we see how that worked out.
We see how, exactly.
Yeah, it seems like once Barack Obama took office, it
ramped up.
Yeah, it had the opposite effect, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
It looked like, or it feels like there was more racial tension.
If you look at the ways in which he was criticized, that had nothing to do with his policy recommendations.
No, not at all.
If you look at some of the ways he was criticized, it was purely racially driven. Yeah. Even though the Joker actually has a Caucasian mother, which is weird.
But see, if you have some black in you, though, you must be black. I mean, that's the way America's gonna see you. So all we're saying is that me for one, I don't see a lot of symbolism. I don't see there being anything impactful from having Hillary Clinton as president, being a woman. I think she's gonna just do as the men have done. Mm-hmm. She's just gonna be a woman in that office. Is it gonna open it up for women to sit in that office? I mean, that's hard to say. I mean, I wouldn't even frame it as that.
But again,
it's not like there's an actual ceiling that's gonna be cracked.
Yeah, but remember what we talked about, like almost a few minutes ago. When it comes to, I guess the powers that be, kind of, I guess, influencing the people to think that they have more of a say than they do.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that same thing could happen in regards to Hillary Clinton being a woman, possibly getting the presidency, because it may create this feeling of like women having more influence than they really do. So I'm saying in the same way that voters do when it comes to like the power that we are supposed to have. It's almost like her being there is almost like this smokescreen. Like, are women all of a sudden supposed to be like, yay, we're in there now, and yay, we have more of a say. Do they?
I think what it proves is that if you play the same game that a man does, there is no ceiling.
Yeah, exactly.
There's absolutely no ceiling.
It's like there was no ceiling actually broken.
No, because she supports the same system, the same beautifully, criminally run system that men have done over the years.
That a lot of women call patriarchy and hypermasculinity.
So what's it going to be called if a woman's in there?
I have no clue.